Good morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan pre-market roundup. Firstly on the global markets front, when we closed yesterday, most of the European markets were trading positive, whereas the American market futures were also trading positive around 50 points on Dow Jones. Finally we saw the European markets, that is FTSE, closing up around 1.3%, whereas the DAX, which traded flat to negative, closed down by around 30 points. In the American markets, the Dow Jones climbed up by around 100 points yesterday. We also saw some recovery in crude oil from 67-68 levels for Brent to around 72 levels for Brent. This is along with the gold, which also saw recovery day before yesterday. Now coming to Asian markets. Asian markets right now are trading in the positive zone by around 0.5 to 1% across the board, whereas the SGX Nifty is showing some sort of flattish opening for our markets, showing negative around 5 points. FIs were net buyer by 107 crore rupees in cash markets yesterday, whereas FIs were net seller by around 1296 crore rupees in index futures yesterday. Now let's have an update on derivatives.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. The Indian benchmark indices witnessed a huge volatility in yesterday's trade. And as we have seen, the Nifty started the session on a flattish to negative note, and till the policy announcement, it was continued to trade in a narrow range of approximately 15 to 20 points. But as expected, RBI has kept the interest rate unchanged, and Nifty has seen some selling pressure and hit a fresh intraday low at around 8550 odd levels. But post-lunch, taking positive cues from the European markets, Nifty showed some sign of recovery but unable to hit a fresh intraday high, and it ended the session with a loss of 0.24% at 8575 odd levels. In this period, we have seen that for second day in a row, long positions were squared off by market players as open interest is decreased by 2.30% from 2 crore 31 lakhs to 2 crore 26 lakhs. Approximately 5.33 lakh shares were reduced in Nifty futures, and Nifty futures price decreased by 20 rupees. On the other hand, cost of carry is increased by 32.87% from 7.42 to 9.86%. Also, Nifty futures premium increased significantly by 10 rupees from 40 points to 50 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is decreased by 2.20% from 0.91 to 0.89, which is clearly saying that call option has seen good build-up in yesterday's trade. We have seen that call option has added around 28 lakh shares in open interest, whereas put option has added around 16 lakh shares in open interest. India mix was down by 6.06% from 13.20% to 12.40%. In the options activity, we have seen that 8,700 has added good number of shares in open interest. Currently, it's standing with highest number of shares in open interest in this series, followed by 8,600 and 8,800. In the put option, we have seen that 8,600 has reduced to shares in open interest, and that activity was shifted to 8,500 and 8,400. Currently, 8,500 put option standing with highest number of shares in open interest in this series. So we may see 8,500 can act as a strong support going forward. There is no security in ban period today. Yesterday, FIs were net sellers of 2,600 odd crores in future and option segment. They were net sellers of 1,295 crore index futures. They were net sellers of 595 crore index options. They were net sellers of 783 crore in stock futures, and they were net buyers of 43 crores in stock options. Our 5-day CRM stands at 8570. Lower range for the market would be 8,500 and higher range would be 8720, which is our monthly straddle breaking point. Singapore Nifty is down by 1.15 points, which is at 8567.50. We may see a marginal flattish to negative start in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Let's have a look at some of the trading ideas for the day. First idea being MRF. MRF will be investing close to 4,000 crore rupees over a period of next 3 years to increase capacities across its factories. The company plans to invest across all segments, and the investment will be contingent upon strong cash flows. Action to be taken here is long MRF with a stop at 33,595 for a target of 35,309 and 35,995. RBI has given indications of easing rates in early next year, subject to certain conditions on inflation and fiscal scenario. The bond yields took positive note from policy and dropped below 8%. levels. Action to be taken is long SBI, CMP 319, stop loss 312, target 328 and 335. Long BOB, stop loss 1063, target 1117 and 1139. JSW Energy is entering into a deal with JP Associate to replace JP Associate from the 4951 joint venture with Madhya Pradesh State Mining Corporation for the coal requirement of Nigeria power plant. The deal is likely to value the assets of JP Associate close to 12,000 crore rupees. This is positive for JP Associate. Long JP Associate stop at 29.1 for a target of 30.6 and 31.2. Some of the news flow which came yesterday. RBI has maintained status quo on rates nearing monetary easing cycle. It has given indication of easing rates in early next year subject to certain conditions of inflation and fiscal scenario. Due to sharp decline in crude oil prices and dip in headline inflation has toned down its inflation forecast from 6% to 6% from 8% earlier for FY15. RBI has planned for more flexibility to banks on restructuring loans, specifically for infrastructure loans, by extending 525 scheme for existing projects and allowing equity stake in restructured cases, which will be positive for banking sector. Government has again hiked excise duty on petrol by rupees 2.25, whereas for diesel the excise duty has been hiked by around 1 rupee. This is second excise duty hike in last 3 weeks, which will help the government to raise additional rupees 4,000 crore from current month to March. Together with 1.5 rupees a litre excise duty hike effective from November 12 and the current excise duty hike, government will be able to mop up close to 10,000 crore rupees for the remainder of the fiscal year, and this will help them control fiscal deficit without stoking inflation. Syndicate Bank has raised 750 crore rupees. The stock has already reacted to it yesterday. Tata Motors JLR US sales at 4897 units, down around 19% YOY. Also on Tata Motors front, they have backed the order to supply 1500 sumos to government agencies. There is a news flow that there is no US FDA approval for SPAR's anti-glaucoma eye drop. Omax has planned to raise 500 crore rupees via debt securities. Uncertainty looms over the fate of Tata Consultancy Services $2.2 billion contract with UK-based French Life Group with Aviva. The UK's second largest insurer says it is buying out French Life in $8.8 billion deal. TCS, India's largest information technology service provider, has backed the contract in 2011 for a period of 15 years through its UK-based business process outsourcing unit, Diligenta. On the watchlist front, stocks with positive bias are Bharti Airtel, Dish TV, ICICI Bank. Stocks with negative bias are BPCL and PFC. That's all from our side, friends. Thanks and bye. Have a nice trading session.